Now that Elphaba knows the truth about the wizard and his involvement with the mistreatment of the animals around Oz, she has become public enemy number 1. This leads to mass hysteria around Oz, the likes of which no one has ever seen. Glinda looks to reconcile with Elphaba and put an end to all this madness, but in order to do that, the two friends must change for good. This is Wicked for Good.
She wore a crown and she came down in a bubble, dog!
I'm not fighting with you.
Grow up,
I'm not fighting with you.
Grow up!
Wicked for Good is the second part of the film adaptation of the hit Broadway musical. And it's beyond impressive to me how they managed to release this film just a year after part 1. One of the most ambitious practices in filmmaking, and one of my favorites, is filming movies back to back, allowing the wait time between sequels to not be as long. Shout out to movies that were filmed back to back. Gotta be one of my favorite genders. And while I don't think it's as strong as part 1, Wicked for Good is pretty good. In the 1-year wait between films, I neglected to actually educate myself on Wicked. But if I'm being honest, I'm glad I didn't, because I think that helped me enjoy the film a little bit more. They confidently stick the landing with the characters and the story, making what I can only call a pretty solid 6-hour musical experience. Now, Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande were both phenomenal in part 1, no doubt about it. So I was quite interested to see just how their characters would grow and change throughout this film. You come to love these characters and the friendship and slight rivalry they have. Cynthia Erivo is still top-notch as Elphaba, and my hunch was correct with Ariana Grande, who would grow a little less ditzy as Glinda in this film. She still has an extremely bubbly personality, pun intended, but not anything that would be classified as stupid. The two even have a great moment of confrontation that was quite funny to me. Ariana Grande hits a move with her wand that took me by surprise, but man, it made me laugh pretty hard. I feel like the supporting cast is a lot stronger in this film too. Like Jonathan Bailey as Prince Fiera, who I think has a much stronger purpose in this film. He's okay in part 1, but I think I liked him a whole lot more in this film. Jeff Goldblum as the Wizard is also a lot more prominent too. They even give him a full-fledged musical number in this film too. Jeff Goldblum does such a wonderful job at selling the con man aspect of the wizard, I can honestly see why people fell for it in the movie. Now, a supporting character I didn't talk about at all in my review for the first film was Bach, played by Ethan Slater. He's kinda just whatever in the first film, but here, he is a lot more than the dorky munchkin you're led to believe. Slater definitely delivers one of my favorite moments in the film, and it's a moment that you forget he played SpongeBob. And he was pretty good as SpongeBob. Like, I'll be damned if that's not a human incarnation of SpongeBob. Now, I will admit, while all the musical numbers are fantastic when it comes to cinematography and choreography, I don't think the songs themselves hit as hard. Part 1 just had so many powerful songs, like No One Mourns the Wicked and Defying Gravity. Those songs just really hit. A lot of the songs in this film definitely feel a bit more derivative of songs from part 1, and yes, I understand what a reprise is. Now, that isn't to say the songs in the movie are bad though. Far from it. No Good Deed is definitely the standout song of the film for me, and Cynthia Erivo absolutely kills it. It's so good, it's in danger of joining my one singular Spotify playlist. Yes, I'm afraid I am a psychopath like that. While I might have preferred the songs in part 1 more, I think the story is a little bit stronger. Elphaba being falsely branded a criminal makes the film a lot more engaging out the gate, especially when you see how differently so many characters treat her. The film isn't particularly subtle, as it really wants to hammer home the danger and downright injustice of false labels towards marginalized people. People are always flipping their lids about pronouns and everything, but when you think about it, it's adjectives that are the real bastards. There's gotta be a reason why this story's title is just an adjective, and I think that's it. But here's the thing. And don't you go thinking this film was done with prequel stuff. God, no, it's not. Luckily, I think it's a little bit more interesting and serves the overall plot better, but I can definitely see why people don't like this half of the story as much as the first half. Without spoiling anything, there are a handful of characters that eventually become what we know and love from the Wizard of Oz story properly. This kind of becomes an issue, though, when the film begins to run simultaneously with the proper Wizard of Oz story. Especially in one key moment where you just gotta wonder, how did you get here before you got here? But you know what? They kind of gave us a reason as to why the Scarecrow had a gun, and I was kind of happy and content with that answer. These two movies together don't really work as a companion piece to the original Wizard of Oz. Not in the slightest. Even down to there not being ruby slippers in this film, because that is a trademark of Warner Brothers. Other than that, though, I really don't have too many giant complaints with the film. It's more so major annoyances, like the abundance of the phrase, "give me a clock tick," which is the Oz equivalent of "give me a second." Which is fine, I get it, they have different dialect and everything, but do they have to keep saying it? I watched part 1 before this film, and I don't believe they said that at all. And if they did, I don't believe it was as abundant as it is here. And that opens a whole another can of worms about consistency and continuity, but the abundance of the phrase in this film got on my freaking nerves. Other than that one extreme nitpick, I still enjoyed this film. It confidently rounds out the story of Elphaba and Glinda and makes for a great, almost 6-hour musical experience. When the film does start running side by side with the traditional Wizard of Oz story, it does lose a little bit of steam, but overall, I was still a big fan. It really is one of the only Wizard of Oz adaptations that could rival Judy Garland. Who can say if this film changed theatrical musicals for the better? All I can say is that it changed my perspective of them for good. Because when they say for good in the movie, they don't mean for good as in better, they mean good as in permanently. I'm not great at catching subtleties in music, but I caught that one, and I'm kind of proud of myself. Last year, I showed you the Emerald City pop-up book. Here is the Emerald City popcorn bucket. There isn't much to this one, but I definitely really like it. I think it's a good little centerpiece. And also, I put the glasses from the pop-up book in here too, just to kind of round out the 2-part review. I hope you all enjoyed this review, and if you did, please consider hitting that like button, and if you want to see more, hit that subscribe button and ring that bell to be notified when my next review drops. Until next time, I'm Quint Dunaway, hoping you will keep it cinematic.